All right, cast your mind back to the 60s, a special time when the world seemed to wake up, really. Photographer Frank Habicht spent the decade in Europe shooting, amongst others, the Rolling Stones. Today, an exhibition of his photos called The 60s, High Tide and Green Grass is opening at Auckland's Langsford Gallery as part of the Auckland Festival of Photography, and we are very pleased to have him here with us now. Good morning to you, Frank.
Good morning, Kate.
Fantastic photos of the 60s. Was the 60s your era? Do you feel special about the 60s?
No, the 60s definitely was my era, and last night it was a revival of old dreams, being at the gallery, and really things haven't changed that much. We still love the songs from the 60s, the pop songs.
We're captivated by the 60s, really, aren't we?
Yes.
Would you say more so than any other decade recently?
I think it was the decade, but history has repeated itself and things haven't always changed. And the center spread of the exhibition is of Vanessa Redgrave leading a demonstration against the Vietnam War with a wonderful placard saying, "War is not healthy for children and other living things."
So the more things change, the more things stay the same.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying? Tell me about the sorts of photos you've got in the exhibition.
And in the exhibition, there are sensuous images of beautiful, attractive young ladies. There were so many last night. And, well, it was a down-to-earth life I photographed, and I juxtaposed it with those who were icons at the time or still are, like the Rolling Stones.
Yes, who we've just seen there. Yeah.
Yes.
When I looked at the book, there was one photo, and you just handed it to me. You just happened to have a copy of it, of a little boy. Perhaps we can just show that. This is a little boy, and you were telling me he was selling radio parts in Portobello Road.
In Portobello
Now,
Road.
when I looked at that photo in your book, I thought, do you wonder where he is now and what he's doing?
I wonder.
Do you wonder that with all
He
the
might
people
be
you've
a
taken
young
photos of?
millionaire. He was very clever selling these parts, you know.
You must look back and say,
Yes. Yes.
Great photo, where are they now? Have any of the people from your photos ever contacted you later?
Well, some have, some haven't, some are in heaven already.
Yeah, well, that's right. Now, there's a New Zealand connection too. Tell us about these ones.
There definitely is. Again, Portobello Road, where young people met on Saturday mornings having a drink.
Place to be.
I photographed 2 young men, 2 buskers, and one, the Christchurch Press told me, which is part of the book, is the Wizard of Christchurch.
Do you want to show us that one?
Yes.
Can we see that there? That's the Wizard on the Wizard is the shorter one of the two.
It's the shorter one. So he still is a New Zealand icon.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So that's fabulous. So you actually met him, you knew...
I met him. We hardly talked, but he was happy.
That's him again?
It's him again. He was very happy to pose for me.
Now, that's a great photo of him, isn't it?
Yes.
That's fabulous. Now, you live in the Bay of Islands now.
I live in the Bay of Islands.
Tell me how you came to be in the Bay of Islands.
It was, first of all, I came twice to New Zealand, the late 70s and early 80s, and I fell in love with the gentle slopes, with the Pacific light, and the nature of people, the warm nature and welcoming nature of people. Things have changed. It has become more touristy now. And at that stage, I did a book, or a couple of books.
Was it a photographer's dream, the Bay of Islands?
It definitely was a photographer's dream, the Bay of Islands, and I did a satirical book on the Bay of Islands called...
They tell me you're a walking advocate for the Bay of Islands.
Oh.
Yes. Oh,
Where
that's
the
a bit
Sunday...
rude.
Fantastic.
Oh,
Well,
that's a
it's
little bit rude.
the history of the Bay of Islands seen through a flock of sheep.
Ah.
Yes.
I see. What's your next project? Because you seem to have always something on the go.
Yes, there is. I've been working on a book, 40 years of mainly black and white photography, the globe through decades, New York in '74, some images taken on movie sets.
Fantastic.
Yes.
So are you changing your style all the time, or are you basically
Not the
doing
style
similar
of
things?
my photography.
How do you describe the style of your photography?
I like to juxtapose those who managed to step on the height of the ladder, you know, those who became icons and those unnamed in history books.
Like the little boy in Portobello
Like the little
Road.
boy, the street children and singers and...
Well, Frank, it's wonderful to have you here. I hope the exhibition at Garlangsford goes really well. Frank Habicht, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much.
Very good. There's some rude photos there. Well, they're not rude. They're just, it's an expression of the beautiful human form. Do you use a digital camera now? Do you use digital or you like celluloid?
What is digital?
There's your answer.
Fantastic.